Hey, welcome to Service Learning. Whether this is your first time taking a service learning class or whether you've already decided that service learning is your passion and you're back for more, we here at the Student Writing Center want to provide you with some food for thought as you approach your reflective writing assignments.
Our goal is to give you the tools and insight to improve your reflective writing and help you to grow in ways that extend beyond academics.
First, let's look at some of the goals of service learning. Service learning meets an identified need in the community with caring, committed people like you, while connecting the valuable service work you're doing to your learning objectives and inspiring critical thought that rocks your world. Its purpose is to get you to use your experience to expand your learning.
So what impact does reflection have in service learning? Simply put, it's what connects you to your service experience and puts the learning into service learning.
As service learners, we want you to engage in experiential learning in perhaps a deeper way than you've been used to. Above all, we want you to enjoy the writing you do and discover how writing can engage you in ways that extend beyond the service experience alone.
Having graduated as a civically engaged scholar, I have personally learned how reflective writing can have an impact on you. Service learning reflective writing can and should change the way you view the world and others. It is meant to be transformative in a more complete way than most academic writing. When fully applied, it will come not only from your mind, but also from inside. During my service learning, I have learned that reflection allows you to look into yourself deeper. It can become an exercise that embodies your feelings, perspectives, convictions, and thoughts before, during, and after your service. My service learning experiences alone have been great, but reflecting is what truly brought them home.
So now that you know a little about what it means to reflect, how do you begin? First of all, you should know that your reflection begins even before you start engaging in service. Thinking about your present views, circumstances, and purpose beforehand will help you realize where you have been and where you are now.
Before you begin your service, take a few moments to examine what you already know. Some questions you may want to ask yourself include, what do I know about this service opportunity? What are my goals and expectations? And what do I really want to learn?
Contemplating beforehand will expand your mind and prepare you to learn. To make your experience most effective, focus on your particular civic and learning goals, and be open and ready. If you do, you'll be able to discover things that you wouldn't have even recognized before.
While you are serving, notice the impact you are making. Mental notes can help you understand and grapple with what you are experiencing. Ask yourself, who is being impacted by my service? What challenges am I facing? What should I do differently? And how do I feel about my service?
Remember, no matter how tough serving may seem at times, you can always learn something. Strive to keep focused and be aware. Your mindset will make all the difference.
Now that you know how to learn on a whole new level, let's talk about how you actually write about your experiences.
Now comes the daunting task of contextualizing your service learning experiences. Your teacher is asked for a written response, so she may not accept your reflection in the form of interpretive dance.
So I totally love my service learning project, but when it comes to reflective writing or whatever, dude, I totally don't know what to say.
Reflective writing is a unique and exciting genre, a genre in which even you have been writing most of your life. You don't believe me? You have written pages and pages of reflective writing, starting most of your compositions with, "Dear Diary."
Now, wait just a minute. I never wrote no diary.
Okay, a journal then. Did you just use a double negative? Well, anyway, as I was saying, reflective writing is a genre that encourages self-knowledge and the sharing of personal insights with others. So while you may have been writing reflectively for many years, the serious reflection required to write about a service learning experience requires digging a little deeper than the teenage trauma of the diary years. Only when you have taken the time to ponder, evaluate, and yes, even brood, are you ready to pick up the pen.
After you have thoughtfully completed your service, it is time to construct a critical reflection paper.
Critical? Did you say critical? Oh, I'm extremely good at being critical.
Nice try. That's critical as in analytical. This reflection is more than just a report of events. It is an opportunity to share with your instructor and peers what you have learned and what impact it has made on you.
My service experience did not turn out like I thought it would. Everything went wrong. Do I still have to write a reflection paper?
If you had a bad experience, that's all right. Service projects are messy. Your reflection is meant to encourage you to think more deeply and examine the impact the experience has made on you. Try focusing on what you have learned, how your views have changed, and what you would do differently next time.
Okay. It sounds easy enough, but, I totally still have no clue where to begin.
Service learning can be thought of as a cycle that includes 3 phases: what, so what, and now what. These phases or steps are great guidelines to help you construct your reflection paper. Let's take a look at each of these steps. The first portion of your critical reflection falls under the what phase. You should include a brief description of your service learning experience. Describe what happened, what you saw, and how you felt.
How much description of my project should I include?
It is necessary to provide some background information about your project. Keep these descriptions brief and to the point. The second step falls under the so what phase in the service learning cycle. This portion of your critical reflection should focus on the importance of your service learning experience. Now would be a great time to look at the notes you took before and during your service. Examine how your views have changed and what impact your service has made. If you're writing a reflection for a specific class, so what also means, so what does this have to do with your course? Don't be afraid to talk about what you thought and how you felt.
I really don't feel comfortable sharing my feelings with my instructor or my peers. That's personal.
You don't need to describe your deepest thoughts, but your critical reflection should be personal. Focus your remarks on what changes you have undergone and how that has affected the way you think and feel today. The important thing is to examine what you have learned. The final step of the critical reflection cycle is the now what phase. This portion of your critical reflection should focus on what you are going to do with your new knowledge. Describe any further steps you would like to take or changes you would like to employ. Be specific.
What if I don't want to take further steps in my particular service project?
It isn't necessary to go any further with your service project. However, it is important to examine how you can apply your learning to future projects and to life. This process is an ongoing cycle that does not end with the completion of your project.
Here are some final helpful hints to get you started.
It is perfectly all right to use the first person I in reflective writing. Reflective writing is all about you, so take advantage of the rare chance you have to write about your own thoughts and feelings. Remember that reflective writing is not a conveyance of information. Instead of solely focusing on the inner workings of a soup kitchen, tell about your thoughts and experiences at the soup kitchen that connect to your course. It is not a straightforward description, although you will have to describe some things. Your instructor doesn't need a play-by-play. It isn't an argument or a clear-cut decision between right and wrong. There is no right or wrong in reflective writing. Remember, it's more than simple problem solving. This isn't a math test. Recalling information is just not enough. Be original. Avoid cliches and express the uniqueness of your individual service learning experience. To avoid triteness, remember the show, don't tell axiom of writing. Write about the people you work with in an active way. Write about what you did, describe their reactions, and show how you respond to them.
We know that writing may not be your favorite thing in the world, but we hope you will invest in yourself and take the time to learn and remember valuable life lessons.
You should look at this assignment as more than an assignment. It's an opportunity to discover something about yourself and capture it on the page. Then, like a photographer catches that perfect image and preserves it, you will be able to look to your writing for years to come and remember the profound influence your service learning experience had on your life.
You may see reflective writing as a requirement along the road to success, but it's something much more. It will improve and enrich your life for years to come. I know, I've experienced the change. The memories, wisdom, and understanding I've gained while writing continue to impact my life today. Ultimately, my service learning reflective writing has built a stronger connection between my incredible experiences and who I've become.
As you go about your reflective writing, try to make the most of it. Following these simple guidelines will give you new insight into service learning that will make for a great experience.
Still have questions? Come talk to the staff at the Thane Center about your service learning project, or come visit the tutors at the Student Writing Center.
We look forward to seeing you.
This has been a production of the Salt Lake Community College Student Writing Center in consultation with the Thane Center for Service and Learning. The podcast was put together by Bethany Bibb, Lori Brock, Jason Cloward, Faye Fisher, and Amy Snyder under the supervision of Student Writing Center Coordinator Clint Gardner.